Hey guys, Raiza here. I'm going to showcase my Skull Servant deck. It's been a fan of mine for about as long as I've been dueling.
It's been a fan of yours?
Yeah. He's been a fan of me. I'm that good. Anyway, start off with the deck. We'll start off with the monsters. 3 Skull Servants. You need a Skull Servant in a Skull Servant deck. Can't really be a Skull Servant deck without them.
That's true.
And your boss monster for the deck, King of the Skull Servants. He gets 1,000 attack for each Skull Servant or King of the Skull Servants in the graveyard, putting him into pretty hefty, anywhere from, in this deck, 0 to, if there's just one on the field, 1,100, or 11,000. And when he's destroyed by battle, you can just remove and play a King or a Skull Servant to get him back. Next, Lady in Whites. Good at 2200 defense, only one that can't be searched out by Pyramid Turtle. And while she's face up on the field, all level 3 or lower zombie type monsters can't be destroyed by battle or unaffected by card effects. By spell traps, not card effects, unfortunately. But, except for Lady in White. And while she's in the grave, she's also treated as Skull Servant. Up next, to get them back from the remove from play whenever I remove them, Wightmares. Can toss him to the grave to select one Skull Servant or Wightmare from my remove from play and toss them back on the grave, or one Lady in White or King and toss them back to the field. Great for some other cards that are coming up soon. My sinking engine in this deck, I recycle my zombies quite often, so 2 Plaguespreader. I could actually honestly run it at 1, but it's just overkill at 2. Especially with a certain card in my extra deck, which we'll get to that. 2 Zombie Masters to keep recycling stuff, so I don't have to top decks for Plague if I don't need to. Just, yeah. And tossing Skull Servants to the grave easily. 2 Pyramid Turtle to search out any zombie in this deck except for Lady in White. Literally any. And when you're running zombies, you need 3 Mezuki. Or, that's debatable at 3 Mezuki in any zombie deck, but in this one, for sure. Easily get whatever you need back out on the field for sinking situations, or just to get a king back out in the field. And the only zombies not in this deck that are needed are card troopers. 3 milling each turn. When he's destroyed, draw a card, or when he's sent to the graveyard. Destroyed and sent, yeah. But constant milling of any kings, skull servants, and anything that you want in the grave. Well, that's done with monsters. Kind of a bit heavy on monsters, but, you know, oh well. Next we'll go for the spells. 2 Book of Life. I rarely see myself using them, but it's the just in case. Everything else survives in this deck just fine. Moving on staples. Book of Moon, of course. 1 for 1, great in this deck. Toss something, get a king, toss something, get literally anything else. Except, or Wightmares and Skull Servants, although if you're doing that, you're just tossing stuff to the grave. For stuff like Dark Hole, Dark World Dealings, draw a card, discard. Great for kings. Everything's great for kings. Swords, another staple. Same with Bait Doll, although probably going to end up taking that out soon. Foolish, that's pretty self-explanatory. Same with Monster Reincarnation. Tossing useless stuff for good. Good card in this deck, Dragon's Mirror, and we'll get to that in a second. And very overpowered in this deck now. Trap-wise, mainly staples, Magic Cylinder, Trap Stun for whenever you're about to attack, Compulse, Torrential, Call, and Waboku. Why? Why not? As for the extra deck, 1 fusion, Draconecro Nethersoul Dragon. Acquires 2 zombie type monsters and it's a dragon fusion for Dragon's Mirror. 3,000 beater, and whenever he attacks a monster with an original level, so basically anything not Nixie, it drains its attack. If it's still in the field, he can't destroy monsters by battle, and you get a token with that same level. Great for sinking, because this deck does not have any 6s. Levair, great for getting the stuff that you banish, and easily summon with Lady in Whites or card troopers. Allied Justice Catastor, basic 5. Archfiend Zombie Skull, the only one that's really specific to this. 2 Black Roses. This is really good in this deck just for milling more kings and stuff to the grave. Of course, generic Colossal Fighter and Scrap Dragon, Assurance, and Beelze just because my only tuner is Plaguespreader. Well, that's kings for now. Hope you enjoyed watching. Comment down below, leave a like and subscribe. You guys have a wonderful day.